Hey guys, welcome back to Linda's Resin Room. So since our Larimar turned out so well, we are going to do a bloom and then do a Larimar. I just have the Let's Resin epoxy resin, part A, part B, just the regular, and I've mixed up 2.5 ounces. I'm going to measure out 10 gram for my white because we're not going to need very much white at all. I probably won't even need half this, but it's easier to mix the white in if you do 10 gram. And we're going to color the white. I don't need that. There we go. 10. And then we're just going to dump the rest of this. I am using the large rock mold. I think it's a rock mold from Rock Edge from Pouring Your Heart Out. I think a Larimar in this mold will look really nice. Get all of this resin out of here. Make sure if you're going to scrape your cup like I am that you mixed up your resin really well, because you don't want unmixed resin that you're scraping off the sides to end up in your piece and not cure. Have soft spots. Okay, let me clean this stick off. Probably didn't need to do that. I still got to mix up my white. My resin was at 34 something when I decanted. You can see it's dropped about a degree. I'm not going to use any inks in here because of, let's get that. We're doing the Larimar. So what I chose is an alcohol ink from Octopus Fluids. It's the lavender. It's an opaque alcohol ink because for my Larimar, I'm going to use this violet and aqua from Dr. P.H. Martin's. They are acrylic inks. And then my black, of course. And we will stick with our bloom paste, which we are going to use now. Now this does have some white in it, so I don't want to make this too heavy. But I do want a little color. So I think I've dropped about 4 drops in there. Now our bloom paste, open it halfway, squeeze it till it bubbles up to the end, and let it drop. And that's all the white you need. 1 drop per 10 gram. Come on. I need something to clean this off. Get a baby wipe. I do keep this stored upside down because it comes out so much easier. But I always have such great luck with the bloom paste when I'm doing blooms. I'm going to mix this up, and I'm going to use a stick to draw the petals in. Get all of this off this stick because we want it to mix up. We don't want streaky. Okay. All right, come on. I want to make sure that white and purple are incorporated very well together. Or lavender, I guess. Very light purple. Okay, let me clean this stick off. I'll throw it to the side over there. Pop a few little bubbles that came up in there. Now, I like to draw, if I'm going to draw with a little, I like to use a little stick. All right, wish me luck. My last one turned out, so I'm hoping this one will too. I just think it looks so pretty when you draw them. I used to draw them a little more often, and then I started using it just jumping out of the cup, because every time I would draw them, I'd end up with blobs. And we all know we don't like blobs. I think I'm more over on this way than I am elsewhere. I'll add a little more to that one. I think I'm starting to get too big. That's all I'm going to do. You see how little we used. Now, take your dotting tool and pull through those areas. That way you don't have any, do the start and stop points. That way you don't end up with all those blobs. Because that's where they like to blob, if they're going to, is those start stop points. I need just a little tiny one, I think, right in there. Here we go. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that alone. That is very light. I hope you see the purple. We'll let this cure up, and then we will come back and, oh, there's a flower I lost from a little angel I was doing. All right, we will let this cure up, come back, and do the Larimar on top of it. I won't let it completely cure. It'll still be a little soft, but it'll be enough to allow it to not sink. All right, guys, I'll see you back then. All right, guys, so our bloom has cured up enough that we can go ahead and do our second layer. I have mixed up 150 gram of our epoxy resin eye crystal from Resin Pro. This is a 2-to-1 resin. Oh, I about dropped it. Bottle's a little sticky. 2 parts A, 1 part B. So there's also a discount code on here, Resin Pro 10. If you'll put that in, if you order from Resin Pro, you can get a 10% discount. It's on every bottle that you buy. This Larimar is Julie Cut's recipe, and this is her design. She does a bloom, and then she does the Larimar on top of it. So we're going to measure out. She does 40 gram. Come on. You're almost there. You can do it. You can do it. All right. Just another drop or two. We should be kicking over to 40. Come on. There we go. There's our 40. And we're going to do 50. And then that will leave us 60 in our cup that we started with. Almost there. Oops. We everything over just a little bit. Let's get a little bit of that back out because you know I can't take it. There we go. 40, 50, 60. I'll move that out of the way. So our 60 is our light color, which is going to be the aqua. Dr. P.H. Martin's, these are acrylic inks. I don't have the resin or the acrylic inks that Julie Katz uses, but these have worked for my last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do 6 drops of the aqua. And I will tag everything in the description below that I used. Now, with her recipe, she does 40, 50, 60. The 60 is her light color. And you can use whatever colors you want. You do want them to be transparent. So the aqua is my light color. And you can see it's very light, very transparent on that cup. And you can, I mean, it's very, very light. Okay. Now, our 40 is the dark. So I'm doing violet for my dark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I do have my black in case I need to add a drop of black if it's not dark enough. Let's get this mixed up. And then the 50 is our white. It's a very simple pour. Now my lavender, you can hardly even tell it's got any color in there. I'm hoping when it shows up behind these, or in front of it I guess, then you'll be able to see the color better on my bloom. And it won't look just white. I should have made it just a little bit darker. Okay. Yeah, see that's still really light. I can still see that stick through there very, very easily. So I'm going to add 1 drop of my black. Now I'm using this Mirandi pigment dye black. It comes in a set. And I find it works really well for this. It's not an alcohol ink. And it's not a paste. It's a pigment dye. I don't know what the difference is, but it's more liquid. Okay. Yeah, that's darker. Okay. I think I want to add another drop of purple just because I want it to be more purple than that. Or 2. Hopefully I don't make it too dark. The black does change the color just a little. Okay. Yeah, that's darker, isn't it? Alright. Now our white. Using bloom paste. I have 50 gram. I'm going to open this halfway. We're going to let this bubble out and drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Use 1 drop per every 10 gram of resin that you use. I'm going to turn that back upside down. It's better to store it upside down. It comes out much easier and you don't end up with a big bunch of it at one time. On the back it says 1 drop per every 10 gram. And it's right on the money when you're doing a bloom. You don't have to worry about your white being too heavy. It's the easiest, most simple way if you're trying to learn how to do a bloom is to use bloom paste. I've used the Eye Candy Satori white paste and they come out pretty. but they blob sometimes. It's very easy to make it too heavy. I have used the Let's Resin Ocean White. Same thing. Very easy to make it too heavy. But with the bloom paste, you know exactly how much you need. Works awesome. Okay. Still got a few streaks. Just trying to get them all out of there. They have a tendency to stick on the stick. I don't want my white to end up being streaky down in there. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't see any streaks now. So I'm good. I'm going to pop a few of these bubbles before I pour these. Just because I don't want all those bubbles down in my piece. Okay. So first we're just going to dump our white. And we're going to use every bit of this. This is just a dump pour. Uh-oh. Got some white that's not mixed up good. That's what I was talking about, streaky. Okay. All right. Some more. Must have been on my cup. Okay. Trash that. Let me clean my stick off here. Throw it in the pile with my others. Now, our dark goes next. And it's going to be the same way. It's going to be right in the center. And when you see that white go over top of it, that means it's going to work, hopefully. Because that's what you want it to do. You want the color to go right underneath that white. Okay. I'm getting every bit of it out of here. So we'd like this to fill up and I think it will. Okay, and then our light color is next. Okay, now the light color, we'll do the same thing. We're just going to find the center and we're going to pour that right in there. Hopefully not overflow our mold. I think we're good. Yeah. Just want to make sure I can scrape the cup without it overflowing because there's still quite a bit in here. Okay. Pour all that off the bottom in there. Okay. Now I need to find some stones. Clean this stick off and throw it in with the others. So we have green and purple. What do we got green, purple wise? These are pretty. thought I had some green ones. Maybe they're in a bag. Yeah. Give me a little cup. I'm going to put a couple of those purple one stones there. Let's see. Where's my other drawer? Here we go. I had a purple green mix. I knew I had something somewhere. These are from, it's called Cool Trout, from Laura's Art Corner. These stones are, guys. So, I don't want the blue ones, and I want small ones. Get that blue one out of there. There's a purple and a green. Okay. And then I've got some just green ones. These are probably from Temu. It looks. Yeah, those are bigger ones. Pink. And blue. No. I've got a lot of stones. Let's do a little bit of this here. From Laura's Art Corner. Lucky Green Fine Glass Glitter. Mermaid Glass Glitter. This is a little bit bigger. It's got a little bit of a blue in there, but I think it'll be okay. Let's see. Laura's Art Corner Purple Passion Glass Glitter. So let's do some purple there. Now let's see if I've got some bigger stones to put in there. I got some of these. They just went everywhere, didn't they? These are from Temu. I know they are. Okay. Now, I should have a purple one somewhere, I'm sure. A light purple. So let's get a few of those. And then let's do some of this silver. Don't ask me where these came from because I've had them forever and I have no clue. I just put them in those containers so that I can keep up with them easier. Okay. All right. I'm going to shake these around. And now I'm going to just find the center. And you know what? Better use a scoop. Now let's just do a scoop right down in there. You know what? I don't have many more. Okay. There we go. Now, let's just poke these down in there so that they can scatter out. Any bubbles that might be down in there can come out. I'm just going to swirl that center even though it's going to move. All right, guys. I am going to put you all on a time lapse and let you all watch this move because this will move for about an hour. All right, I'll see you guys back when it's time to demold. Guys, so this is cured up enough that I think we can demold it. I'm very curious to see how it's going to look with that bloom in there. Is that not cool? I think that is so pretty. I can't wait to go back and look at the time lapse of this one. Okay. Oh, that is pretty. You can't see the color. And why in the world did I put the stones in there when I had the bloom? Lord, somebody help me. I wasn't thinking. Which they make it look pretty. Alright. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you back for the next video. Bye for now.